Stephanie Ling. My classmates and I have created this science segment at the Bonita Museum and Cultural Center to explain STEAM concepts, that is, science, technology, engineering, arts, and math, in an effort to make STEAM more fun and accessible for everyone to learn. We have two different types of videos. One is going to be the explanatory videos that are based solely on the exhibits within the museum, and the other is where we'll conduct easily replicable experiments for all ages. With that, let's head in for an explanation on the concepts this video will cover.
Hi guys, welcome back to another Host Club scientific video. Today we'll be focusing on biology, more specifically DNA.
You might have heard of DNA in the past, but where does it come from and how do we find it? All living organisms have DNA. For example, this badger has DNA. DNA is what makes this badger what the badger is. This snake also has DNA, and it's what makes the snake a snake. DNA is also what sets apart the snake from the badger. DNA is why snakes don't have 4 legs, but a badger does. And DNA is also why a badger has fur, while snakes have scales. Similar looking animals have different DNA as well, whereas they may look the same structurally, they might have different colors or patterns on their scale.
If you're still curious about DNA, don't worry. Later in the video, my friends are going into further detail.
They're going to be conducting an experiment on DNA extraction, which you can follow along with at home.
Thank you, Justin and Maj, for that brief introduction of the exhibit. Our experiment today focuses on the concepts of biology and DNA. And in case you don't know what those are, biology is the study of life and living organisms. Biologists take the time to study and comprehend different systems of life, not just for humans though, but all living things on Earth. Studying these concepts have revealed how unique life truly is, like how humans have 4 different blood types, type A, B, AB, and O. And through time, it's cool to learn that each blood type has its own benefit. For example, people with type O blood have lower risks of heart disease, while people with B and AB have the highest. All of this relates to DNA, which is a helical molecule that is found inside the cells of all living organisms. DNA is composed of genes, which are the blueprints for building the necessary enzymes or proteins to help your body function, from dictating the color of your hair to regulating your immune system. It sort of looks like a twisted ladder. You'd think DNA to be the type of bodily function to have a million jobs in the human body, but really, it only has one. It contains the instructions necessary for an organism to develop, survive, and reproduce. And that's a really tough job in itself, so evidently, it's important for scientists to understand it. I mean, for one thing, it's helped revolutionize the investigation of disease pathways, which have helped shape our medicine today. Scientists have advanced in many things, artificial DNA being one of them. It allows scientists to create DNA molecules of virtually any sequence without needing a template. This can come in handy in the future, especially when wanting to change what may be making someone fall ill. For example, scientists have taken the time to create something called CRISPR, a technology that can be used to edit DNA. This makes curing genetic diseases possible, something scientists have been puzzled with for decades. Now that you know a little bit more about DNA and what it's all about, I'll pass you on to Vivian and David, who will demonstrate a simple DNA extraction experiment that you can even follow at home.
Thanks, Renata. Now that you know what DNA is, we're going to show you how to extract DNA from a very dear and close relative. Bananas!
What's actually pretty amazing is that we share 50% of our DNA with bananas.
Wow. Well, to extract a banana, you're going to need the following materials.
First and foremost, we're going to need a half peeled ripe banana, a half cup of hot water, 1 teaspoon of salt, a half teaspoon of soap.
And on the note of soap, make sure it has sodium lauryl sulfate so it makes the process more effective. You're also going to need a Ziploc bag, cold rubbing alcohol, coffee filters, wooden stirrers, a tall narrow glass, and a funnel because it makes the process easier. So first, mush the banana in the resealable bag for about a minute until there aren't any lumps and it looks sort of like pudding. Did you guys know that bananas may have been the world's first cultivated fruit? Okay, so now you guys are going to fill in a cup of hot water and salt into a container. Make sure you don't spill it on yourself.
Now we'll go ahead and add the salt. Make sure it's all in there.
Make sure all the salt is dissolved into the hot water. So after you're done mixing, make sure to pour the saltwater mix into the bag. And then close the bag and very gently squeeze and move the salt water and banana mush together. Do this for about 30 to 45 seconds. So now that you've done that, add some soap into the bag and gently mix the contents. When you mix it, make sure you don't make too much foam. So now you're going to place the coffee filter into your funnel. Right now, David's pouring the contents into another jug so he can pour it into the funnel. Make sure that all the liquid drips down into the cup. Now you're going to tilt the glass and slowly add cold rubbing alcohol down the side of the glass. You want the alcohol to form a layer on top of the banana mix, and you want them to stay separate. So be careful not to pour it too fast. Make a layer of alcohol that is about 1 to 2 inches thick. Yeah, that's about 1.5 inches. So after the alcohol layer is set up, wait for about 8 minutes and you'll see some bubbles and cloudy material moving around in the alcohol. That would be the DNA piece clumping together. What is happening right now is precipitation, where the DNA is being precipitated or pulled into the rubbing alcohol. And that's the action you're seeing right now. Wow, is it done yet?
After the 8 minutes, you can really see the difference between the first couple of seconds and now. The longer that you let it sit, the more the DNA will actually separate.
If you take a look at the bottom layer, it's more of like a yellow, huge mush. That is the banana. And on the top, that white cloud is the DNA that you've extracted from the banana. With your wooden stirrers, take out the cloudy white puff. And this is DNA.
Thanks for tuning in to our experiment on DNA extraction. I hope you enjoyed this and followed along. Learning about STEAM can be very useful because it's all around us, and we can use this information to learn a lot about ourselves and our community. To further observe what STEAM is all about, catch our next exciting video where we'll go more in depth about the STEAM aspects of another Bonita Museum exhibit.